Hello and welcome to this quick start guide to using confidential print, Middle East 1839 to 1969 at the Mardigan Library at the University of Michigan Dearborn. I am your social sciences librarian, T. Gorblich, and if you have any questions at all about this tutorial, please feel free to contact me at the contact information that is now listed on the screen. So let's go ahead and get into confidential print. Once again, you need to be at the library's homepage in order to access the individual database that you want to go into. Once you're at the library's homepage, you can then click into the databases section and then select the history section to then be able to go into this particular database. And then we'll once again scroll until we see the database that we want to go into, and then we'll be able to access that database's resources. So we are looking for, again, confidential print Middle East. And there we go. And again, you need to understand the materials and the resources that are going to be available to you in the particular databases that you go into. So understand that this particular database deals with documents from the British Foreign and Colonial Offices. And you're going to find a lot of material on obviously the Middle East from these offices. So if this is not the information or the kind of information that you want, then this is not the database to go into. So again, you want to always read the summaries of the databases that you are selecting. In this case, we want this kind of information, so we're going to go into this database and hopefully find lots of information on the topics that we need to find information on. So you just go ahead and click into Confidential Print Middle East and we'll get into the database. And we are now in Confidential Print Middle East 1839 to 1969. And because this is the appropriate database for us, we've read the summary in the database list that we just came from, and then also we've read the summary here under the title Confidential Print, and we've decided and determined that the coverage is appropriate for the research that we want to do. So we're going to just go over to the search window and plug in the search terms that we want to find information on. So in this case, we are going to search for Palestine Mandate and click Go, and we will see what is available on this particular topic. And it sometimes does take a little bit to load, and we now have 224 documents that have the terms Palestine Mandate somewhere within them. Okay, so now what do we want to do with these 224 documents that we found? Well, of course, you can begin to start looking through these documents, but these are very large documents, so looking through 224 documents would be a lot of work to do. Now, I'm not discouraging that, but there are ways to reduce this search and refine the search. We can start by adding in other search terms to this search window here, and then we will be reducing that search to material that have the words Palestine Mandate and what other terms that you specify. And these other terms could be terms that are more specific to the search that you're doing with respect to the Palestine Mandate. And then we can also reduce the search to a particular year. In this case, we might say we want to just find things from 1922. So we would say from 1922 to 1922, and then apply the date restriction. So if we click Apply, we would reduce the search by quite a few items. And again, it's going to work through the process and come up with the documents. So then we have now just 10 documents. And then we can further reduce this search by looking at the department or office, because again, we are getting material from the Colonial Office as well as the Foreign Office. So let's say, for instance, we just want to restrict this search to Foreign Office files. We apply the search, and now we're going to be down to 8 documents. Okay, so now this is a much more manageable list. And now you can simply scroll through this list and determine which document that you want to go into. And I'm going to go into Eastern Affairs Further Correspondence Part 11. And if you notice, the coverage dates are from July to December 1922. So this is coverage leading up to the mandate. So if we click on this particular document, we will actually get the entire document, but then we will also get a breakdown of where our terms appear. And if you scroll through this list, you will see a number of hits. And we're actually up to 671 hits for our terms in the pages of this document. So for instance, if we click on this first one that is highlighted or with the red border around it indicating that the terms appear on this page, we'll see this page. And it does take a moment to load, but then we can zoom in on this and see exactly where the term Palestine Mandate was listed. So it says Palestine Mandate transmits letter addressed to Secretary General of League of Nations relative to, and then it's saying that the rest of this coverage or the rest of this material will be on page 61 of this particular document. So we can go back and then scroll forward in this list here and see how this is actually covered in the actual page that it's indicating. So here's page 60 and 61. We click on that, and we'll see the various ways by which the Palestine Mandate terminology is being used in the context of this document or in this document. Okay? So that is how this particular database works, and these are all primary documents. These are actual images of the particular document that is in discussion. And if you wanted to download the entire document or the particular page, you can just click where it says download, for instance, image. You would be able to download this image and save it on your desktop. And then also, if you wanted to download the entire document at the home page for the particular search that we have here, you could click where it says download entire document as a PDF, and then you would have the entire document. Okay, this is a very lengthy document, so it would take a few moments to download, but you'll actually get it. And you could go through, all of the pages this way and see the context of the hits for the Palestine Mandate. And of course, you have to remember, if you used more specific terminology beyond Palestine Mandate, you would have fewer documents, but you might get a better search results list depending on the search that you do. Okay, so we can continue to develop our search somewhat, or we can just continue to look through these documents at this time. And this has been a quick start guide to using Confidential Print Middle East 1839 to 1969 at the Mardigian Library at the University of Michigan Dearborn. Again, if you have any questions at all about this tutorial or utilizing this resource, please contact me at the contact information that is now on the screen. I hope this has been helpful, and good luck with your research.